Hi guys, it's me, Julie Gooley. I'm here today with a follow-up to my Sigma brush review. First thing I did was part one was just giving you my first impressions. Then I've used them for just over a week now and thought it would be okay to come on here just to tell you how I'm finding them so far. Got them right here. I've been keeping them separate in the case that they came in, and I've actually really been liking this case. I think it's nice and soft and doesn't smell too bad. You can wipe it off when it gets dirty. It's really, really good. So what I've done is I put my makeup on today using the brushes so that you can see them all in action and just kind of giving, you know, my impressions of each brush as I use them. So like I said, I've used them for over a week now and I've been really, really, really happy with them. There's only one brush that hasn't really met my expectations, and I'll talk about that a little bit further, but it's the E40. I'm not saying that it's a bad brush or don't buy it. It's just not really meeting the expectations that I had for it. Wasn't quite what I had expected. But other than that, I've got this collection here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 brushes, and you'll see them. You'll see pretty much all of them in action here. So if you'd like to see how I'm getting on with them, I paid, well, I didn't pay for them, my husband paid for them, but these are all purchased by me. This was not sent to me from Sigma or anything like that. I've put together my own little kit of brushes that I thought I needed. And yeah, we're just seeing how they hold up. So I'm going to be keeping them separate from my other brushes while I do, you know, kind of long-term usage with them to see how they're doing. But so far, I'm really, really impressed. So if you'd like to see them in action and see what I think of them, stay tuned. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to use my BB cream, and I'm going to apply it using the F60 foundation brush. Now this is a much bigger foundation brush than I have used in the past. Like, it's much wider, much thicker. The ones that I've used before have been quite, you know, thin. I really like this more, the denser one. I have heard though it's not as big as the MAC foundation brush, and it certainly doesn't look as though it's as big as the Louise Young foundation brush, which is really nice and big. But what I like about it is it takes enough product, and it does your face really quickly, and you don't have to go over, you know, like, and it's not as streaky for some reason as one of the smaller ones. So this doesn't feel flimsy. Everything is nicely packed in there. It feels very well constructed, and there's a good weight to it. I can't really say anything bad about it. I got no shedding hairs. It's nice and soft, not scratchy. The cut is really nice and even. There's no stray hairs. It's really nice. I like that brush a lot. Okay, so my next step is to do a little bit of contouring using the small Contour F05 brush. And this is a nice little rounded top brush, and it's the perfect size for getting into that contour area. Okay. And I can also see using this for on the apples of the cheeks, just for placing a small amount of color. It's really good. The only thing with this one is there's one little stray loopy hair here that's kind of giving me some grief. I don't want to pull it out though. And there were some kind of stragglies here when I got the brush. But other than that, it's been really, you know, it's been fine. No, I'm not losing any bristles, which is great. And again, it's cut nice and evenly. It's well packed into the ferrule. It's not like floppy. It's nice and dense. Same comment on the handles, just really good. So the only thing that I didn't get was a blush brush. So the only thing that I didn't get with this kit that I assembled was a blush brush from Sigma, but that's because I already have a lot of blush brushes and didn't really feel the need to buy yet another one. So what I'm going to use instead is the small Duo Fibre F55 brush. So it looks like this. Got the Duo Fibers. This one is a little bit, you can see it's a little bit like bouncy or boingy or springy or whatever, because it does have quite a long white part. So the down here is, these dark fibers are like a natural bristle brush, and then these are Taklon fibers up at the top. So the Taklon fibers are what you know, place product on the skin very sparingly. Gives a really nice airbrush effect to whatever you're applying. A lot of people use this for liquid foundation. I don't know, I find that the liquid foundation makes all the bristles stick together, and then you get really kind of streaky looking application of liquid foundation. I like to use it for things like cream blush, and like really densely pigmented blushes as well, so that you get a nice light application of them. So I'm just going to take I'm going to take this corally blush and apply it using these fibers. So got that on there. I'm just going to dab it on my cheeks and blend it in. So it gives kind of a nice natural application, because there's no, it's not like you're, you know, going like this. All the edges get blended out really nicely with this brush. The bristles on this brush are a little bit long for me. I wish they were about 1/4 of an inch shorter, but other than that, I like it. And what I really like is the small size. And again, I'm not really losing any hairs. I like the small size of that. And I really like how soft it is. So there we go. So I'm going to do my highlighting using the Tapered Highlighter F35 brush. It's got this nice pointy kind of egg-shaped, so you can use it to put powder underneath your eyes and to put on your highlighter. And what I like about it is this nice pointed chiseled tip really gets the highlighter product. A lot of times if you're using a bigger brush, you know, you're just getting like the whole brush head covered with the highlighter, and it's a little bit too spread out. This condenses it nicely, so you get really good precise application with it. And what I like about this brush specifically is that it has made me rediscover my highlighters, because as I said, like a lot of the times if you're using just a regular brush, you're getting too much, like the brush head is so big that it's hard to get highlight, right? So it's kind of like a lot of the times I was thinking, oh, I don't get this highlighter, it's not doing anything. But now that I can use this little tip there to get precision application, I'm really liking the concept. So I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. You can also use it for applying powder underneath your eyes. Highlighting down the nose. Perfect for doing the Cupid's bow, because it's nice and small. I mean, okay. And what makes it different, like you could go out and just use a smaller precision brush, but what makes this work is it's got the point, but then it's got the softness of like this kind of bulbous shape behind it. So you're not getting like a harsh application, because you get the precision with the tip, but then the rest of the brush helps to blend. Whereas if I was just going out and applying it using a small brush, I would have a very harsh line that I would have to go and blend out later. So overall, I think this is a really ingenious shaped brush, and I really like it. First thing I want to use is the Shading E55 brush. And it is a natural fiber brush, I believe. It's just, I mean, it's your typical eye shading brush. It's a little bit bigger than, it's the same size as the e.l.f. C shadow brush. It's a little bit, it's minutely bigger. It's just, you know, same idea. A little bit fluffier, a little bit wider than the e.l.f. brush. Anyway, I'm going to take, I'm just going to get kind of bronzy color here, and I'm going to pack it all over the lid. Okay, so with this brush, nice shape, nice and dense, well constructed, nice and soft, and I've had no shedding with this one at all. And it's not scratchy, it just glides on really, really smoothly. And again, it's dense enough, it's not like a floppy brush, so it's dense enough that it really packs on the color well. Got my color packed on there. So this is the E25. This is the blending brush. This is the brush that mimics the MAC 217. So it's the same idea as the 217. So I'm going to use that color, or that brush. I'm going to use that brush to put a little bit of color in my crease. Just chisel in there. This style of brush is probably my favorite. I have about 4 from different companies and whatnot, and I just love them because you can pat color on, you can blend, you can put into the crease like this. It's a really good brush. And to blend that out, I'm taking the Tapered Blending E40 brush. This brush has shed quite a bit, and I find that it is quite long, which is okay for blending, but I find it's also a little, you know, flippy floppy, so it's not very precise blending. So I'm just going to use it. So it's a little bit unruly. And I may actually switch purposes with this brush and use it to apply my concealer and use my MAC 224 for the blending, because that's why I purchased the E40 brush, is because I really, really like my MAC 224 brush for applying concealer and for blending, but it was kind of gunked up with concealer even though I clean it, and I don't like to use the brush for both cream and, you know, like I don't want to use creamy concealer and then try to do it in my eyeshadow brush. I want it to be purpose from one or the other. So that's why I picked up this E40 brush, as I was going to use this one for eyeshadow blending. But I just find that I get a little bit more control with the with the MAC 224 brush. It's a little bit denser it's a little bit tighter, do you know what I mean? And offers more precision blending, whereas the E40 brush is just a little bit flippy and unruly, but would be okay for blending out concealer underneath the eyes. So I think I might switch roles with those. So it has shed a little bit. This is the one that, out of all of them, all of the ones that I bought, this is probably the only one that I've been kind of disappointed with, but I still think it's good, so, and will be fine. Okay, now probably my favorite brush out of all of the brushes that I got was this little E20 short shader brush. It's a very firm condensed brush that's perfect for packing color on right close to the lash line, and it's excellent for smudging color under the lash line, which is what I'm going to do with it right now. And does it so well, so much better than like a little precision brush. It's just, it smokes it out just perfectly. And you can even do it along the upper lash line. It's nice and soft. It's not scratchy. And it does a really nice, it smokes out really well. I like it a lot. Okay, so there you go. So that's pretty much, I think that is. The only brush that I didn't show in action was the little travel size blending brush that came with free gift with purchase. But other than that, I showed you, I think, all of them. So, yeah, so after a week, I am really impressed with them. I love how soft they are. I love how sturdy they feel. I love how well constructed they feel. As I said, these are all, all these were purchased by me. Like, these were not sent to me by Sigma or anything like that, so I'm under no obligation whatsoever to say good things about them. I really, so far, I've been really impressed. I really like them, and some of them have really changed makeup application for me and made them so much easier, such as the Tapered Highlighter. Love that concept. I think it's great. And the little E20 short shader brush. perfect, gives the perfect smoked out appearance to the shadows underneath the lower lash line without the line being too precise. You know, if you use a small precision brush, sometimes the line is too thin and you have to smoke it out anyway. This does it all for you. I love that. And I really like this little, I mean, I like them all, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. Really good. Love them all. Okay, so there you go. That's part 2 of my Sigma brush review. And now you won't see a video for a while because I want to really use them, wash them numerous times, and see how they hold up over time. So I'll probably do another follow-up in, we'll say 3 to 4 months, just to see how they're doing, okay? And with that, I'm going to go and put on the other parts of my face that don't require brushes, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye.